Hello, welcome to my most anticipated movies of this year of 2021. Uh, I appreciate you guys being here. If you are new here, click the like button, subscribe if you feel, and comment down below what your most anticipated movies are of 2021. And if you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you as well, and I appreciate you doing the same thing as well of commenting down below what you think are the most anticipated movies of 2021 for you. Let's get into the video. And up first are the honorable mentions of my most anticipated for 2021. We got Space Jam: A New Legacy. I am totally a fan of the original. And I have huge nostalgia for it, so I'm very curious about what they're going to do with this one. And then we have a interesting film, The Guilty, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. This is supposed to be a remake of one of my favorite foreign films of the same name, The Guilty. Basically about a basically a this is basically a movie about a police officer as a dispatcher who you watch from basically his perspective. Of taking calls, and one day he gets a very interesting call from a woman, and that's all I'll say about it because the original is great, and I'm very curious to see what they're gonna do with this one. And then we have Spider-Man 3. I what can I say? We all know why this is one of the most anticipated, but it's not for me in my top 10, or it's just an honorable mention. But you'll see why it's only in the honorable mentions. And then we have Pixar's Luca. Come on, Pixar. What can go wrong? Then we have Fast 9. And then we have The Eternals. It's Marvel. Then we have Godzilla vs. Kong. And then we have Cruella. I'm actually really excited for this one. It's about Cruella de Vil, and it stars Emma Stone as Cruella. And I'm a huge fan of Emma Stone, so this is going to be an exciting one. And then we have The Matrix 4. Obviously, we all are very curious about this one. The first Matrix, it's fantastic, probably a masterpiece in my eyes. And then Matrix 2 and 3, I know it's hated by a lot of people. I'm fine with them, but we'll have to see how it goes. And then we have Shang Chi, the Legend of the Ten Rings. It's Marvel again, so what can go wrong, maybe? Hopefully not. They have yet to steer me wrong ever since, I believe it was Thor Ragnarok. Not Thor Ragnarok, but Thor the Dark World. And then we have Encanto, another Disney animated film, which sounds like it's along the lines of Coco, and so I'm curious about this one. It's going to be exciting. And then we have The Suicide Squad. Looks 10 times better than the original Suicide Squad. Then we have Top Gun Maverick. I mean, hey, Top Gun. Great movie. This looks like it's going to be a really good sequel. Then we have No Time to Die. I actually finished watching the final few I hadn't seen of the Bond films last year, and for this, and when it got delayed, well, hey, let's hopefully see if it doesn't get delayed again. And then we have Coming to America. The original is hilarious. I'm a huge fan of the first, so I already saw the trailer for this, and it looks good, so we'll see how it goes. And then the biggest honorable mentions, the last 5 before we get into the top 10. We got the Russo's Brothers Cherry, starring Tom Holland. I'm very curious about this one, and it's going to be on Apple Plus, so fingers crossed for this one. I'm really have high hopes for this one. And then we have Raya and the Last Dragon, which I am very excited about. We got it's animated and it's Disney, and it's gonna be on Disney Plus and in theaters, so we'll see how it goes with that too. Very excited. And then we have Black Widow, another Marvel movie. Been waiting for this one since last year, and it's about time we finally get it, and fingers crossed. And then we have The King's Man, the prequel to the Kingsman movies. I'm a huge fan of the first. The second one is a little but, you know, this one looks exciting. And then for the final honorable mention, we have Mission Impossible 7. Very excited for this one because Mission Impossible Fallout, the sixth one, is amazing. 4 and 5 are great. The first one's good. The second one is pretty awful. The third one, it's good. Yeah, so fingers crossed, and this one looks like, and hears and sounds like it's going to be good. And starting my top 10 is at number 10, Nobody, directed by Ila Schuler and starring Bob Odenkirk. I saw the trailer to this late last year, back in December, and I was pleasantly surprised by this. It seemed like it was a John Wick knockoff at first, and then it was like, holy cow, it is a John Wick knockoff. And what's funny about it seems to know that, and it's also produced and directed by the directors from the John Wick films. So this looks exciting. It's if you haven't seen the trailer, I suggest you see it. It looks like absolutely amazing. At number 9, we got A Quiet Place 2. John Krasinski coming back as director. We got Emily Blunt coming back, Cillian Murphy starring in this, and the first one is pretty great. I'm a huge fan of the first. I love the simple, silent aesthetic to it, and it was such an eerie film. It's so good. So I'm still highly anticipating, even though this was also my most anticipated of last year. This is still my most anticipated of this year as well. So, and then up next at number 8, we have Killers of the Flower Moon, directed by Martin Scorsese, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. It's about the true crime story about multiple murders of members of the Osage Indian tribe in Oklahoma that occurred after they found oil in their lands. There's no trailer to this, but this sounds amazing. I mean, you got Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and Martin Scorsese. Killers of the Flower Moon. My gosh, what a title. At number 7, we have Nightmare Alley, directed by Guillermo del Toro, and starring Bradley Cooper, Toni Collette, Cate Blanchett, Rooney Mara, and Richard Jenkins. I'm a huge fan of Guillermo del Toro. I love his film, The Shape of Water. This seems like it's going to be another Oscar baity film, and I am a sucker for these, because this one is about a corrupt con man teams up with a female psychiatrist to trick people into giving them money. It's apparently a remake of the 1947 film, which I have yet to see. So I will definitely be watching that film before I see this film, because I am really highly anticipating this. At number 6, we have Last Night in Soho, directed by Edgar Wright, who also directed Baby Driver, At World's End, and I believe it was called Shaun of the Dead? Yes. And Hot Fuzz. You have Matt Smith and Anna Taylor-Joy starring in this film. It's about a young girl passionate about fashion design is mysteriously able to enter the 1960s where she encounters her idol. This sounds amazing. It's from Edgar Wright, and who directed Baby Driver. I can't wait. At number 5, we have the musical In the Heights, directed by John M. Chu, and the music is by Lin-Manuel Miranda. This is based off the Broadway musical, and the trailers to this is just simply incredible. I had no interest before I saw the trailers, and then when I saw the trailers, I was hooked. And so I'm highly anticipating this movie. At number 4 of my most anticipated of 2021, we have Malcolm and Marie, starring Zendaya and John David Washington. It's about a filmmaker and his girlfriend return home from his movie premiere. Smoldering tensions and painful revelations push them toward a romantic reckoning. This film is just basically a film in one place with two people, and this sounds amazing. Like, man, it's supposed to be on Netflix, and I am highly anticipating this movie. It sounds so good. And starting off my top 3 movies of 2021 that I am most anticipating is Steven Spielberg's West Side Story remake. I'm a huge fan of the original, and man, the photos look incredible. The behind the scenes, and we got Ansel Elgort starring in this. We have Rachel Zelger, Rita Moreno, who was also in the original West Side Story, and man, I have been highly anticipating Steven Spielberg having to do with a musical for a while, and he's finally got to it, and I'm totally excited for this. At number 2, we have Denis Villeneuve's Dune. I am really excited for this. It's got Denis Villeneuve directing, who I'm a huge fan of, who directed Prisoners and Arrival, and those films, if you have not seen, you gotta check them out. They are simply incredible. We got Timothy Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Oscar Isaacs, Josh Brolin, Stellan Skarsgård, and many others starring in this film. It's based on the book, and if you have not seen the original, I recommend going to see that too. I'm not a fan of the original movie, but I'm sure to some people it is worth watching. But this one, the trailers are amazing, and I cannot wait for this film. And my most anticipated movie of 2021 is Damien Chazelle's Babylon. Also starring Brad Pitt, Tobey Maguire, and Margot Robbie. I'm a sucker for Damien Chazelle. Has yet to make a stinker. For me, La La Land and Whiplash are his best films. I love First Man. It's not as good as La La Land and Whiplash, but this film is about the transition from silent films to sound films, and it just sounds amazing. This is totally Damien Chazelle's cup of tea. I'm excited for this. Emma Stone was supposed to star in this, but she dropped out at the last minute due to schedule changes, and which is a little disappointing. But Margot Robbie replaced her, so Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie again, kind of like in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I am so excited for this film. That is my most anticipated film of 2021. I appreciate you guys being here. What are your most anticipated movies of 2021? Were there films in this list of mine that you had never heard of, but now you kind of want to see, or not want to see, or just basically give me what your thoughts are down in the comments below. If you're new here, please subscribe. I appreciate it. If you're a subscriber already, I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for watching. Stay random, guys.